Good morning, everybody. We're going to continue with the story of John Henry. I noticed in yesterday's video that there was a pretty strong glare from the light in my basement kitchen. So I turned it off, and I'm hoping that today you'll be able to see the illustrations a little bit clearer. So let's continue with John Henry. The next day, John Henry went to town. He went to meet up with the meanest man in the state, Ferret-Faced Freddy. Some alliteration there. Ferret-Faced Freddy, sitting on his big white horse. You know what he was doing? He was thinking of mean things to do. Ferret-Faced Freddy was so mean, he cried if he had a nice thought. John Henry said, "Freddy, I'll make you a bet. Let's have a race. You on your horse, me on my legs. If you and your horse win, you can work me as hard as you want for a whole year. If I win, you have to be nice for a year." Ferret-Faced Freddy laughed an evil laugh. "Ha ha ha! It's a deal, John Henry." His voice sounded like bat wings on tombstones. The next morning, folks lined up all along the way the race would go. John Henry was ready. Ferret-Faced Freddy and his horse were ready. Bang! The race was on. My great-granddaddy's brother's cousin's sister-in-law's uncle's aunt was there that morning. She said everybody saw Ferret-Faced Freddy ride by on his big white horse, and they were sure enough moving. Didn't nobody see John Henry? That's because he was so fast the wind was out of breath trying to keep up with him. When Ferret-Faced Freddy crossed the finish line, John Henry was already on the other side, sitting in a rocking chair and drinking a soda, Mom. After that, Ferret-Faced Freddy was so nice, everybody called him Frederick the Friendly. So here we have him crossing the finish line, and John Henry is already finished drinking his Coke. John decided it was time for him to go on down the big road. He went home and told his mama and daddy goodbye. His daddy said, "You gotta have something to make your way in the world with, son. These belong to your granddaddy." He gave him two 20-pound sledgehammers with 4-foot handles made of whalebone. A day or so later, John Henry saw a crew building a road. At least that's what they were doing until they came on a boulder right smack dab where the road was supposed to go. This was no ordinary boulder. It was as hard as anger and so big around it took half a week for a tall man to walk from one side to the other. That is one big boulder. And look at the perspective, right? Those are people. That's the boulder. In fact, the boulder is so big, it goes beyond the page. John Henry offered to lend them a hand. "That's all right. We'll put some dynamite to it." John Henry smiled to himself. "Whatever you say." The road crew planted dynamite all around the rock and set it off. Kaboom! Blabbity, blabbity, boom, boom, bang, boom, bang. The dynamite made so much racket, the Almighty looked over the parapets of heaven and hollered, "It's getting too noisy down there." The dynamite kicked up so much dirt and dust it got dark. The moon thought night had caught her napping, and she hurried out so fast she almost bumped into the sun, who was still climbing the steep hill toward noontime. When all the commotion from the dynamite was over, the road crew was amazed. The boulder was still there. In fact, the dynamite hadn't knocked even a chip off it. I wonder what John Henry is going to do tomorrow. All right, everybody, have a great day of learning. Please answer today's question, and we'll continue with John Henry tomorrow.